recording.
Okay. Well, my name is Martin Byrne. I'm an Irish lawyer, and I'm an advocate for human rights. And I'm also legal counsel for the World Doctors Alliance and World Freedom Alliance, which is an organization that has been created to collaborate and seek to reach out to scientists, lawyers, doctors, professionals of all disciplines all over the world to stand up and protect and help to assist in the vindication of human rights at this time, because as many people are aware and more people are waking up to the fact that our fundamental rights and freedoms are being restricted now like no other time in human history. So it's a pleasure to be able to speak with you, Nigel, today, and it's a pleasure to speak with Olga in Ukraine. So anybody that supports freedom and democracy, we're with you, and we're with the people of Ukraine. And so I'll just hand over to Olga now. I believe she has a question for me. I should just say that I've got very little time. I'm in Germany at the moment, and we're just about to do another press conference. But I treasure the opportunity to speak with Olga, because I know this is such a very important issue and a matter of great concern to the people of Ukraine. So we're with you. We're all human beings on this Mother Earth, and we're standing beside you in your fight for freedom.
Thank you so much, Martin. And I would like to ask you, and I would like to hear from you and all Ukrainian people to be able to hear from you. Does the government has any right to dictate people what to do, how to manage their own bodies, to use masks or muzzles or not? What do you think about this? Does government have right?
Yeah, well, the government does have a right to do certain things, and I'll explain that by way of giving you a description of the law in relation to constitutions all over the world. Each country, well, has a constitution, but people have been hoodwinked into believing that the government give us our fundamental rights and freedoms, and nothing could be further from the truth. We have our rights, our fundamental rights and freedoms by the very fact that we are born. We are born free, and by the very fact that we are human beings, we have rights which inhere in us from birth. The right to bodily integrity is one such right, the right to informed consent, the right to freedom of expression, the right to liberty, the right to life, the right to dignity, the right to earn a livelihood, and so on. There's such a long list of basic rights that we have as human beings. And the constitution of a country is essentially a code of conduct for the government to follow in order to protect and preserve and defend those fundamental rights and freedoms that we all enjoy. At the moment, we are faced with a crisis in the world, and there's no doubt about it. There is a crisis, but many people, many professionals, many lawyers, human rights lawyers, and scientists of all description, and professionals from all disciplines all over the world are saying that the government response to this coronavirus crisis has created an even greater crisis. It's created tremendous job losses, it's created suffering, it's created tremendous suicides, it's created tremendous deaths from other illnesses by people failing to be able to get access to medical treatment while the country has been in lockdown. So this is an even greater crisis, and it's almost like the old saying where the medicine cured the disease but killed the patient. It's that kind of a situation. This is a disease. Now, I'm not medically qualified, so I cannot give medical advice. I can only speak to the science and to the facts that have been disclosed to me from scientists and doctors and other professionals. And I understand, I'm open to correction, of course, but I'm given to understand that this disease that we're confronted with right now has a 99% or thereabouts recovery rate, a survival rate. So in my opinion as a lawyer, the response by the government proposing to introduce mandatory vaccination doesn't make sense, in my humble opinion. It doesn't justify that. I think, when a government seeks to infringe upon a person's fundamental rights, that infringement can be justifiable, but it must be proportionate. It must not go further than is absolutely necessary. So what I would like to know is, if I were a citizen of Ukraine, I would like to know, where is the evidence? Where is the science? Where is the proof that it's necessary to vaccinate an entire population? Is that what's happening? Is that what they want to do?
No,
To
nothing.
vaccinate?
We don't have any problem like this. And also, Ukrainian people are traditionally vaccine skeptical. And that is why we don't have too much autism. But when we have more vaccination, more autism, more vaccination, more cancer. And now each year, 4,500 Ukrainian children, including infants, die because of cancer. This is a real tragedy, because these children are vaccinated children. Doctors say that unvaccinated children don't have cancer, but they are afraid to speak loudly because they are afraid to lose their jobs. This is tragedy. The doctors are not going to speak. They are afraid.
There's concerns. Well, see, freedom of expression is crucial in any democracy, because that fundamental right to freedom of expression, so many other rights depend on that right, first of all. And it's widely known in any democracy, freedom of expression is regarded as a cornerstone of democracy. And what a lot of people don't understand is that freedom of expression has two parts to it. It's like a bird with two wings, and we all know that a bird never flew on one wing. So freedom of expression is the right to give out or to impart information, but it's also, we also have the right to receive information. So when doctors or scientists or professionals are suppressed in exercising their right to provide information, that's a breach of the citizens' fundamental right to receive information. So that's an issue of grave concern right across the world at the moment, because there's a tremendous amount of censorship happening with social media giants and big tech giants and so on, and even governments and mainstream media in certain parts of the world can seek to suppress particular information because it might challenge the official narrative, So what I would like to know, I want to clarify one thing. I understand that the parliament in Ukraine is seeking to what exactly? To do what in relation to vaccines? Can you describe that, please?
They want to make vaccines absolutely mandatory. So
mandatory for what? In relation to COVID-19 or different issues?
For any vaccine, any. And
okay.
Also COVID-19, because it will include all vaccinations that are in the vaccine schedule. And if they will put COVID-19 into the schedule, so you will have to vaccinate if you would like to have job, to have diploma, if you want your children to be able to study, and if you want to be safe as a parent, because parenthood is in danger, because they can blame you that you are not a good parent and grab your children.
So what they're saying is essentially, wow. So what they want to do is they want to make vaccinations in general mandatory. So you have no choice anymore.
Yes.
And if you refuse, you won't be allowed access to what? To travel or to take part
in travel, to work, to take part in some activities, probably. So this is very, very strict law, and I was expecting it, because our government is making all decisions very, very much the same as in all these countries around the world, as Argentina, as in Australia. And I face that they try to make us the country of the third world, to absolutely genocide laws. We faced genocide before, we know how it started, but people are, unfortunately, people are sleeping because of huge propaganda and censorship and terror from the TV screen, because it's a terror.
Yes, the fear, the media are constantly,
COVID, from all the corner you see, you hear only about COVID. I'm not watching TV, so I'm okay, because I'm very nervous when I hear this, because I don't understand how people survive psychologically in such situation, because it's absolutely stupidity, and the thinking people It's obvious for thinking people that this is a terroristic attack, psychological
Yes.
terroristic attack. And I would like also to ask you one small question about mask wearing, because I'm sure that it's also genocide, and it's the act of absolute. Every person has dignity. Every
We
person
only have one more minute
has
on
to
our
know.
Zoom call, so
Yes.
just to let you both
Well,
know.
I'll just finish off on that one point, and I have to go to another press conference right now, but I'll just finish off on the masks. One of the greatest concerns that I have as a lawyer, but not just as a lawyer, but as a father, and somebody who can speak to the issue of forcing children to wear masks, I think this is a matter of great concern. And the school principals, school boards of management should be put on notice that if my child suffers because he or she is forced to wear a mask at school, that person can be held liable or responsible for any injury caused, and so on. That could affect insurance companies and so on if parents became more proactive in this. But a child, especially a child who hasn't developed psychologically and so on, imagine the effect. You don't have to be a psychologist to become aware of the dangers, you know, and depriving a person of oxygen. Again, I'm not a doctor. I can't speak to the science on that. I can't give advice on that, but I have spoken to world-renowned experts. I'm speaking with a world-renowned neurologist here in Germany who has highlighted this issue, the dangers of forcing children to wear masks, and including employees at work as well. So employers could be liable for any injuries caused to their workers. So Olga, I wish you the very best of luck, and I hope everything goes well for the people of Ukraine. And by all means, please put Ukrainian lawyers and doctors and scientists in touch with the World Freedom Alliance, and we will assist in whatever way we can to help to preserve and protect your fundamental rights in a peaceful and cordial and friendly way. God bless you, and God bless the people of Ukraine.
God bless you, and I hope that we will do. Thank you very much.
Yeah, take care. Thank you, Nigel.
Thank you so
Chat
much.
soon. Take care.
Thank
Good
you.
night. Bye-bye.